Today we're going to look at the 1-point perspective drawing technique. Now we're going to start by drawing some basic shapes and learn the very basics of this drawing technique. So I'm going to start by drawing in a horizon line. Now I'm going to draw it in the middle of the page, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in the middle of the page. It can be a bit higher or a bit lower, and we call that our horizon line or our eye level point. Now in the middle I put a dot. Now that's going to be our vanishing point. So this is going to be the point where all of our lines lead to. And I'm going to start by drawing in a square at the top of my page. Now, anything above that horizon line is what we call above the eye level. Okay, and in 1-point perspective drawing, we see the front view of something. And in each corner, I'm going to guide my lines back to the vanishing point, because that's essentially where all of our lines are going to lead in this particular drawing. So I've drawn a line at each corner of my square, and they all lead back to the vanishing point. What you'll also see is I'm drawing in the side and the bottom of my cube. Now in a 1-point perspective drawing, we have parallel lines. So parallel lines means these lines will never meet. So I've got two sets there. I've got vertical and horizontal parallel lines, and I've also got my guidelines that lead back to the vanishing point. So this cube is placed above our eye level. It is above the horizon line. So if you are holding something and you lift it above your eyesight, you'll see that your view changes from just seeing the front, and you'll see the bottom and the side of your object. Now if we move that object below our eye level, our view of that particular object changes. We can now see the top, the front, and possibly the side as well. So now I've drawn in a cube below our eye level, and the same principle applies. We've got our sets of parallel lines that will never meet, and we have our guidelines that will meet at that vanishing point. So here we've got a cube above the eye level and a cube below the eye level. Now on the left here, I'm drawing in a cube at the eye level, but I'm also moving it slightly to the side. So you'll see the front view of my cube and the side of the cube. We can't see any top, or we can't see any bottom of that cube, so it becomes at our eye level. So I'm just erasing that horizon line that works through that cube, so you can see what I'm saying here. Now I'm going to go through and start drawing in some more shapes. I'm going to start by drawing the front surface of a shape. So here I've drawn a rectangle rather than a square, and I'm drawing each corner, back to the vanishing point, and I finish off by drawing in the bottom or the side of my shape there. Okay, what I often see when I teach students this particular drawing technique is we have some lines that just sort of go in random directions. So if you want to check your drawing and make sure that it is accurate for this particular task, is we make sure our lines are either horizontal or vertical, or they lead to the vanishing point. Now if your line doesn't fit into any of these three categories, that means that line is most likely not supposed to be there, or it's in the wrong direction, so you'll need to change it. So sometimes I see students draw in a line that is going in a completely opposite direction of where it's supposed to, or it's going sideways, and it's just sort of making the drawing look a little bit off. Just check that your lines are either vertical, horizontal, or leading back to our vanishing point. Once you're getting a bit more confident with the drawing technique, you can start overlapping shapes. Start by drawing in the front surface of that shape. So I've drawn in another rectangle. Each corner is going back to my vanishing point. I'm just going to erase those lines that intercept over here so I'm not getting confused, and you can see how this shape is taking place here. Now I just need to finish it off by drawing in the sides and the top, and that's how we can overlap shapes. We start by drawing in the front and then work our way to make it look three-dimensional. You can also change up the shape. I'm going to do a bit of an irregular shape here, rather than just a plain square or rectangle. And the same rules apply here. So I'm going to find the corners of my shape and I'm going to guide them back to the vanishing point. Now, as you get more confident, you'll realize that you don't necessarily have to lead that line all the way to the vanishing point, because you will erase it anyway. See how I'm just drawing them a little bit shorter? And I know they need to lead there, but I don't necessarily have to draw the entire line. So the more confident you get, the more you'll realize this, and you can just sort of erase those excess bits of line. I'm going to go through and just clean up my drawing so you can see how this technique has worked on this page. And there you have it.